My leadership journey has everything to do with how I live my life as a Christian. If we love, it will be seen. If we grow and change, it will be obvious, and our efforts should be in our actions, not only our words. God has given me love and a healing and a comfort that is priceless, and I want that for everyone. But how can I, as a Christian, expect anyone to see what I have been given and want it too if they can't see that I have anything good? That brings me to how I feel we should act not just as Christians, but for everyone who wants to lead in every aspect of their life. The first part of that is being a better person, and it's a journey for sure. It's a struggle. You have to look at yourself truly for exactly who you are and be completely honest with yourself and strip yourself down to what you know is the most basic part of who you are and build from there based on what you want to be, which means finding out what it is that you like and who you want to be like and emulating those things in people. So for me, that's Jesus. And so Jesus is giving, he's patient, he's kind, he's selfless, he's loving above all. And everything that he did had a purpose. It wasn't a waste of time. It wasn't empty. And so that's a goal of mine. So I had to strip down the parts of myself that weren't productive, that were discouraging people, they were causing negative impacts on people, they were causing conflict and contention and obnoxion, and see what it was that I needed to change and grow from those struggles. And it is very difficult to take that look at yourself and to take people's criticism and really evaluate it to see what's true and what is not true about what it is that they're saying. And it's hard to understand that you're perceived differently than you ever intended to be perceived. You have to grow from your struggles and determine your desire to be better and narrow down those traits and start working on it now. But the most important part of that is being positive, because every obstacle becomes the moment before a decision for a better future. Cheerlead yourself. Think positively about your successes. Build your self-esteem and confidence. And that helps you see the bright side in other people. The more that you can see how you're doing well, the better you'll feel about yourself, and you will have a joy that you pass on to people. It takes time, but it's definitely a worthy journey. And so that brings me to the next part of that, and that's serving other people. And nothing brings so much positive change in oneself as giving to others. Humility, grace, mercy, patience. Because when you give to others, you stop thinking about yourself and what you want, but instead what others need. And it shines new light on what you need to change about yourself, but it also gives you that extreme feeling of positivity and success in what you've done because you have helped other people. And so the second part of being a leader in every aspect of your life is to be a leader to each individual by leading them toward being better themselves, by impacting them in even the simplest of ways. We all get bogged down in the day-to-day, but we have to be uplifting. Kindness is super important. Most basic kindness can renew people's faith in other people and reinvigorate them to go on with their day. And so saying hello and having open mannerisms, not being very closed off with, hunched shoulders and your arms crossed, and your tone of voice being bright and open and welcoming and encouraging people even in the little things. You did awesome making that cake. It was delicious. Thank you so much for being so kind. Recognizing people and their presence for their individuality and noting what it is that makes them different as a person, that makes them, that makes them a valuable part of society. You have such a kind voice. I love to hear you speak. Or you have a lovely laugh. It sounds so happy. Whatever it is that you can think of, be honest about what you're saying, but recognize people for who they are. And if you're passing them on the street and you can say, you have the brightest eyes I've seen all day, or whatever it is that you come up with that really makes them feel like you paid attention to them, you recognize that they exist and that they're there. And maintaining eye contact with people, not constantly, don't stare people down, but to recognize people and, look them in the eyes as you pass them by, and don't avoid touching people like they're the plague. I think, brushing somebody's shoulder and, putting an arm on somebody's back that is your friend, don't just touch random people, but encouraging people with a pat on the back or whatever it is can really make a difference in making people feel like they're part of a group and part of a community and part of somebody you care about. And so each of those individual experiences that you have with people generate that positivity. And for example, I was on the street the other day, and this is kind of what brought this all to my mind, was I was sitting on King Street in front of Our Daily Bread on a bench eating some soup. And a police officer walked by, and he looked like really downtrodden, just frowning and hunched shoulders, like, and it was a beautiful day out. And so I commented to him, "It's such a beautiful day. How are you doing today?" And I smiled at him. And it made a huge difference in his facial expressions. He stood up straighter, and each person that he interacted with after me, he was smiling at. And as those people came and walked past me, they were smiling. It formed a chain reaction. And that's the goal, is that as you become a joyful and confident person, you share that with each individual that you meet, and they feel that joy, and they rise to the occasion of the impression that you gave them, and then they interact with other people, and so that spreads across everyone that you meet. And that's the last part of how I believe that we need to be leaders in every day. It's leading each individual so they will have an effect on the masses, so that their interactions will interact with other people, and those interactions will interact with other people, and eventually you will have caused a mass effect. You are propagating human connection so that fear subsides, doubts melt, and hope forms, and you have unified people through love, through kindness, and that's what brings everyone together. So, lead every day.